Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mr. Geminian. I'll be using some new tarot decks. I love tarot decks that are fantasy and very just like game-like fantasy, right? I love that stuff. Anime. Um, I bought me a wand just because I thought it was cool. I don't cast spells or anything. I just thought it was cool. We're going to do a special reading for you today. The reading we're going to do is going to be about what is the secret knowledge hidden in your holiday blues. Okay. I'm a big believer there's always stuff to be learned in times where we are upset or things don't go our way. And this is a special edition because we're going to be like, what do you need to know in the time of your holiday blues? We still have Christmas, Christmas Eve, and we still have New Year's. So I'm going to find the advice for you of what you need to know, and hopefully it'll help you have a happier season or help you have a more optimistic outlook for 2026, right? Or this is a timeless reading. It could be for the new year. So this could be in the future. If you find this a year from now, it could be for 2027, 2030, whatever. Okay, so I can't find my clearing crystals, but it's fine. I've shuffled these decks. We should be good. See what we got, all right? How are y'all doing today, by the way? I've had some time off. It's been great, but I have all these errands to do, and that's what happens when you become an adult. You have to do things, even when you don't want to. But oh well. Okay, so this is a new deck. It's called the Drama Giant Tarot. It says where pause, decode destiny, tells, and wag the future. So this is one of Cats at a Circus. I thought it was just super cool. It's super good quality. I love decks that have tarot decks that have good quality. These have good qualities. They're a matte finish, a little bit of shine, but they're really good. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's start with a rune. I always like runes. What do we need to know about? What is some of the secret hidden knowledge in the holiday blues? What do we need to know? What do you need to know? Ah, interesting. Let me see. Let me get my book here. It's not one I'm familiar with. I should have brought my paper home. This is... I think this is Wunjo. I'm correct. This is what I think it is. Yes, I have a feeling that's what it is. And I just want to make sure because, guys, I don't want to give you the wrong info. Let me check if I see it real fast. Where are you at, Wunjo? Where are you at? I love runes. I need to get me some new runes because that's the only one that's unclear. And you would think out of the times that I pulled it that I would know what it is. But I love runes. I think runes talk about fate. And I know, nope, there's Wunjo. I know that a lot of people do not like things out of their control. But like, for instance, imagine you're being short or tall. You can't change that. You can add height. You get height taken away as you get older, but you theoretically cannot change that. There are just some things about us we cannot change. Our genetics, right? I'm not trying to get political with that. I'm just being honest. And that's kind of what fate is. Some of it doesn't mean, well, then what if I got bad stuff in my life? Well, guess what? Bad things do happen. But that being said, life is about how you handle life, how you take life, right? And then when you start getting resilience and all these things, what ends up happening is, irregardless of what happens to you, you start happening to life. Life doesn't happen to you because it's more in your terms. And that's what people forget. And with tarot, I hear people say like, oh, well, you need to go and like, if you say you want a job, you got to apply for a job. That's absolutely true. You just can't hear it in tarot and expect it to come. Let me see. Where is this at? Okay, so this then has to be, no, this is Thursaz, and I'm going to tell you why that's what it is. Because Wunjo has no space at the top. If you notice here, there's no space, and there's a little bitty space here. This is Thursaz. So let's see what we got here. And there's no other rune here that has that image. So let's see what we got for number 3. This is the rune of boundaries. So, of course, right? This is the holidays. You need boundaries during the holidays. This rune suggests boundaries, and they use bushes, right, as a visual for boundaries. It's associated with personal boundaries, And it's talking about crossing the line. What are you going to do if family crosses the line? What are you going to do if your loved one crosses the line? What are you going to do if your employer crosses the line? But you got to be careful though, right? Because it has to be done with tact. It always got to be done with tact, because when you make a boundary, yes, there is times when you have to defend yourself and whatever, but there are also times when you get put in situations that don't require physical altercation, right? You've got to find a way to keep that relationship without burning all those bridges. But it does say that this is warning you about people who are dishonest, people who are going to lie to you, talk behind your back. It also says that just be aware of your enemies. Don't give out too much information. Um, don't make rash decisions, and don't be quick to join anyone, even if it sounds like a good idea during the holiday. Wait till after the holiday passes. So if someone offers you a business plan, they're like, oh, no, no, we got to say, no, I'm going to wait till the end of the month. Just make them an excuse. I get paid. I'll have extra money. Give it a month, research the idea, and if you find out it's a good idea, great. If it passes you by, then so be it. Then it wasn't meant for you. But don't just jump into it, okay? So this is what it means by boundaries. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's do our reading. That's such a cool wand. Okay, here we go. King of Swords. I'm immediately getting that you're in your head mentally a lot during the break. You know, I work in mental health. This is not a mental health reading, but one of the things that happens to people um, during the holidays is we get depressed, right? We start comparing ourselves to others. We start thinking about what they have, what we don't, their success versus ours. And if you're single, it's even worse, right? You start thinking about how come I don't have somebody? And then you start thinking about going back to your ex. And then you, guess what? When you do that, all your personal boundaries dissolve. And I'm trying to tell you, don't do that. Do not do that. They're your ex for a reason. Leave it that way. As a matter of fact, my ex just messaged me 3 days ago with the most absurd job opportunity. This mofo wanted me to transport his piece, his side piece. I don't know. He was going to pay me, but he wanted me to drive this person like probably almost 1,000 miles. Are you stupid? What the hell are you talking about? This is why we're divorced. This is stupidity, just on upon stupidity. Okay, so I want you to understand is you're being warned. Don't do stupid things, even if people piss you off. I didn't really reply in an angry way. I did state that I thought this was stupid and like he could, do it himself. All these types of things. But I drew a clear boundary and I blocked that number because I don't need this person giving me their energy through text messages that upset me or that tempt me. And I saw through some other tarot readers I read online about how this person's just trying to keep me in energy. We're going to use this because I've never used it. It just looks cool. It came with like a starter thing. It just looks cool, doesn't it? Anyways, and so I made a boundary with him. I made a personal boundary. I'm not doing that shit. So really, just be patient with your time, okay? The Justice card. Understand that justice is around the corner. Whether you feel betrayed by family, whether loved ones, legal issues, arguments, long-standing arguments, especially when it's family or friends, justice is going to be proven. 2026 is going to show that you are correct. Okay. And for the collective that I have, I think I really attract people that are very blunt, straightforward people who are very logical. Okay. We've learned to really kind of master our emotions, not to say that we don't succumb to them sometimes, but I feel that people that are watching me really tend to be logical, analytical people, highly intelligent, and obviously very spiritual. So we're kind of like, if you think about it, we're like the Ravenclaw of the collective out here on YouTube, right? Because we're intelligent and we're intuitive and we know we have a gift. And that's why you're watching tarot and that's why I'm doing tarot. So just be patient. Don't let your thoughts get ahead of you, because remember, sometimes even though we're thinking about the injustice and stuff that's been done to us, we want to act. And sometimes it's not us to give justice. It's the universe. It's the law. It's someone else. Don't take things into your own hands. Okay? What else do we have? Three of Cups. You're going to have a lot of celebrations during the holidays. You might be saying, yeah, well, that's obvious. But I want you to be aware you're going to have a lot of celebrations. And what you need to do during this time is use the celebrations to really kind of recharge you. I know that you're trying to lose weight, and I'm not saying to blow your diet, but have an extra cookie, okay? Have an extra piece of cake. Eat an extra piece of ham. I am estranged from my family at this moment. So I've decided, because I love to cook since my divorce, I've always loved to cook Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm going to cook for myself on Christmas. I'm okay with that. I got somewhere to go Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day, someone bought me a ham. So I'm going to make me some dressing, some mashed potatoes. I'm going to make some um, green bean casserole, some rolls, no desserts. I'm just tired of desserts, some gravy, and the ham. And I'm just going to eat that crap for 4 days because I love holiday and Christmas food. And that's going to be my little gift to me. And you know what? It's okay. Like I had a lot of good things happen this week, and I'm okay with that. So just doing things for you during this break or during this time is going to be most important, especially when people piss you off. Okay? What else do we have? The Five of Wands. There's going to be conflict. Sorry, guys. This is why the boundary rune is here. And it's the holidays. I think you kind of knew it, but there's going to be conflict. And I don't want to say that we're going to have people are going to be throwing hands. What I do want to say is there's people are going to be fighting with their mouths. Okay. There's going to be barbs, verbal barbs. Things are going to be said that we cannot take back. So really let the universe or the law handle this, because I am telling you, collective, it's taken me time to realize I have a very good spiritual team. My angels and ancients, I've seen my ancients once. I think they're Native American people, which is really interesting. And I've actually seen them twice. And so I want you to, I'm going to use this one. I really want you to understand conflict is something that you want to avoid. Okay? Because all these people want to do is get a rise out of you and talk about you for the rest of the year. Give them nothing to talk about, and then people are going to realize how empty their lives are, and everyone's going to realize how fake these people are because they have nothing to talk about. And if guess what? If they're still talking about you and nothing happened, what is that going to reveal to everyone else? That's right. This person has no life. This person's a nobody because all they want to talk about is you. I don't take reversals. Strength. It's going to take a lot of strength. You might be saying, Mr. Geminian, I know it's going to take strength. Well, let me tell you something. If you feel that you cannot handle it, you can. People who are part of my collective, if you knew my story, I am not weak. And I guarantee you, if you're watching my channel, you are not weak. You are a powerful person. And whether you know it or not, I think that if you're part of my collective, you kind of share my story in some ways. People have always underestimated you. People have looked down on you. You could have been the smartest person in the room, the most talented person in the room, the best looking person in the room, whatever it may be, best dressed person. And someone had something negative to say because you know why? That person knew you outshine them. Not anymore. Not anymore, collective. Because when we hear these, we talk when we need to, but we don't jump in the mud and fight back. Because you know what, collective? We're not pigs. Okay? We are the collective. We have a gift. Okay, there is something special about us. And I don't know enough about star seeds and all that. I just know that we have psychic abilities, and these people don't know who they're messing with. Funny story. Across the hall from where I work, one day I was dressed up for Christmas, and this person came around and was making fun of me, and it was a little bit jest. I mean, we did that, but it was, I don't know, it was just kind of funny. Well, guess what happened? This person came up to me, and it was okay. I was making the best of it, and I'm still friends with this person. But this person came up to me, and she, she said, "You're not going to believe what happened to me." She goes, I was doing something and I tripped and fell and everyone watched me. And she goes, and the first thing I thought about was you. And I started laughing. Listen, I don't do spells. I don't do any of that. I'm telling you, that is my spiritual team. That is my spiritual team protecting me. Those angels and ancients. Those are my Indian guardians who are like, nope, we don't play. Collective has got his life together. He's trying really hard to be a good person. He's separated himself from a 10-year marriage, And he is not putting up with that anymore. So make sure you make it clear that if you're going to jest with him, if you're going to just banter with him, that it is a joke and there's not real meaning behind it. That's how serious my spiritual team is. And I have a feeling that your spiritual team is too. Okay? Because I don't wish harm on anyone. I don't even wish harm on my ex. I wish all the people that I know a happy holiday, they have good lives, they're in good health. I just want to be left alone. If you mean me any harm, then please don't come towards me. Okay? But this woman, isn't good, Jess. She's a real good friend of mine. I would do a lot of things for her. I do a lot of favors for her because she's a good person. I told her, I think she reminds me a lot of me. I think she has a lot of talent. Okay, what's the next one? Ace of Swords. Listen, I am not trying to promote you to argue, but let's talk about the Ace of Swords. Sorry, I need a drink. I love these Waterloo. You can get them at Costco. Anyways, so the Ace of Swords is like this wand. You are ready for battle, no matter what the time, place, consequence in your car. But we are adults now. We're not teenagers, okay? We don't go rolling in the mud, like I said. So we strike with purpose. We strike with intent, precision, and accuracy. So our lowest effort is more potent than anything our enemies could give us. And you need to realize that, collective. You have a gift that can cause towers in people's lives and they wouldn't know what to do. And we're talking words. Words that could destroy people's images, their jobs, their self-esteem, their family. So be careful, because remember, collective, if we do things out of evil or revenge, we're going to get caught in a karmic cycle. So do not do that. So remember the best quote from Spider-Man, the power, what is it? Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and people with power have more responsibility. So what if someone wants to say something? So what if whatever? But unless it's really a dire point where you're backed into a corner and you have to fight, because you will win. This is the Ace of Swords. You will win. You need to understand that this power is not for an argument over who gets the last chair at the kitchen table or at the Christmas table. That's not what this is for. This is for when someone puts a lie on your name. This is for when someone endangers you. This is for when people are ruining your reputation, or people are not letting you be in peace. This is not for petty crap. That is not my collective. And I don't use my power for that either. Okay? So remember, you will be victorious if you wield this sword. But you need to wield it with caution. All right? Let's see what else we got. Knight of Pentacles. Two things come from this. There's going to be a lot of people who've collected a lot of wealth during the year. There's going to be a lot of people who have lost wealth during the year. And I think that the way that you're going to shine to everyone is you need to be compassionate and respectful of everybody. I'm not saying that you can't say what you did and be happy for that. There's nothing wrong with that. Name it if you want to. But that doesn't make you anybody, collective. There's one thing I've learned. My ex made way more money than I did. We had such nice things. We were unhappy. And I even left that. I went into debt. I'm paying down a lot of that debt. And guess what? I'm a Knight of Pentacles, and I feel like one day I will have everything that I want. Now, I'm not talking like mansion here, but I'll have what I feel that I can bring, and I'm hoping I'm attracting more abundance. So be respectful to everyone. And I think this is where you're really going to shine and grow, and people are really going to like this about you, is that you are going to comfort everybody. And that's not a gift that everyone can do, because you know why, collective? We are not in selfish energy. But you'll find that a lot of people are, because they're all like, what gift did you give me? No, who cares? When I divorced, I had to leave so many things in that house. And that's when I realized that tchotchkes, knickknacks, all that stuff doesn't matter. Like this stuff. I thought this was cool because it was a chocolate Mickey. Who cares? If I lost it, it'd be fine. It just happened to be in a box that I brought. No big deal. Okay? This is your superpower strength right here. Eight of Wands. Someone's going to communicate with you. Well, when we clarify these, we'll find out what they're going to communicate. But someone's going to communicate with you. I don't know what they're going to tell you, but someone's going to communicate with you. And the fact that it's below the Three of Cups, this could be a new love interest. This could be a friendship. This could be family. But this is going to be a very positive communication. I can already tell just by the way the cards are lining up. And I feel that because it's next to the Five of Wands, it's going to cause some jealousy in some people because it's here adjacent. What's going to end up happening is that people are going to be jealous of the fact that they're going to hear about this. Right? Because what does family like to do? I don't blame them. I've gossiped. We just try not to because that's actually like word spells, right? They're going to be guilty that somebody contacted you. Doesn't matter. You don't have to tell them. If anyone say, "Hey, did this happen?" and said, "Just say yeah." And like, well, what if they want? All you have to say is, you know what? It was something personal in their life, and I just don't want to talk about it. It's not my place to say. Or you just simply say, it's not my place to say. That's it. That's it. And guess what that does? It's a win-win for you. You get to keep it a secret, and the other people look at you like, wow, you're a person of integrity. But collective, if you're watching my channel, you are a person of you are a person of integrity. I am not a perfect person by any means. I am not a moralist. I just believe in ethics, right? There's some things ethical and it's not. But I will tell you that in general, I do not like to talk bad about people. I will make comments about people, but I do not like to tear anyone down, and I try to build them up. Now, if I do not like you, I try not to talk about you because anything that's going to come out of my mouth is going to be with a dagger. So I try to be really good about that. But you're going to get some good communication. When we clarify it, we'll find out what it is. The Emperor. Okay, collective, I want you to see what's happened here. You're going to meet someone possibly. I hate when they say this because I never almost go out. So I don't even know if that's going to happen. But you're going to meet somebody. Okay? It's going to be an emperor or an empress. This person's going to communicate you. Okay? They're going to communicate with you. But here's the flip side. You come off as an emperor. And this is why people conflict with you. So this card's a dual-natured card. People see you as an emperor and they're emperor. So think about this. I hate saying this because royalty in history is just douches. But royalty attracts royalty. Money attracts money. Happy people attract happy people. This is you, collective. And people see that and they're jealous of that. And people want you to party with them and they're going to communicate with you. So I just feel this is going to be a really good communication. What is this? What do you got this last one? Two of Pentacles. Because of all this conflict going on, you're going to have trouble finding balance during the break about, should I go to a gathering? Should I not? And this is what I'm going to tell you. If you feel it's going to be more trouble than it's worth, don't go. But make sure you're not going out of fear. Because someone's always going to have something to say. And not that you got to be there to defend yourself, but by you showing up and just being you, you are going to be able to create the narrative of what the truth is versus one person just saying it. And even if someone talks smack to you, guess what? The way that you look, the way that you present yourself, the way that you are, even if a lot of things stay the same, you as a person don't change. You are still that solid, smart, intelligent, intuitive, good-looking, ethical person who is abundant and prosperous and attractive, and they can't stop that. And so this is in your mind because what do? How do we handle negative issues? We tend to go back to the way we handled them as teenagers, right? And we tend to we want to quickly throw hands or go on social media and talk bad about them, or we want to run away. No, you're an adult now. You can weather the storm. Okay, this doesn't need to come out because you're strong now. But you've got to understand that aspect of you. And a lot of us don't. We don't think we're as strong as we are. But I'm telling you, if you're at this channel, you are a powerful mofo. Right? Let's clarify these. This is all about personal boundaries, learning your own personal boundaries for yourself, and then learning your own personal boundaries with other people. This is a really good reading. This is your secret. This is the hidden knowledge in your holiday blues. Okay, here we go. King of Swords. Two of Wands. So the decision is going to be based on the Two of Pentacles, right? Kind of circular here in nature. If you see that, very circular. It could be whether or not you want to go to a party or not. Should I talk to someone? Should I avoid someone? Whatever. But you do what's best for you. If you know that someone's going to be a conflict problem, then talk to them as little as possible. And don't let them goad you or guilt you into not hanging out with them during the Christmas parties, okay? What's the Justice card? I think that the justice is going to come to people in the new year, partly in that You know how people, whoa, I feel like now I know what tarot readers say. My throat is choking up here. And I heard tarot readers say that all the time, but that almost never happens to me. I talk like a machine. I really think that the people you're in conflict with do not want me to talk about this hidden knowledge that's for you, this strength, because I had to take a swig of this water. I am not sponsored, believe me. I almost lost my voice. These people, whoever who are against you or giving you evil eye, they don't want you to hear the remedy on how to counteract them. Okay, so this is a very important reading for you. People are going to be revealed by their goals for 2026, by what they actually do. And this is what the justice is, because they have all these ideas, right? They speak big. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to work 2 jobs and pay off all my debt. I'm going to go to Hawaii or Australia. I'm going to gain whatever. And then guess what happens after June? People are going to catch up to them and say, hey, I mean, not June, but January. People are going to be like, hey, it's February now. And you do anything? Oh, no, I got busy at work. My leg hurts. I can't do it. People, I got bad knees. Okay. And I play pickleball. And I do it because it's healthy for me and I love it and it keeps me sane. There are no excuses. And I get it. Sometimes there are excuses, but that's rare, baby. That is rare. Not my collective. We push through. We are the honey badgers. The Ravenclaw is going to drop the eagle and take the honey badger, right? I know, I understand it's a whole name, but maybe we can be called the Raven honey badgers or some shit, because we are the honey badgers of the houses of Harry Potter. That's what Ravenclaw is. And people are going to see this because guess what? They're going to ask you on February 1st. Oh, yeah. I did do that. I joined the gym. I've been going. I've lost 10 pounds. I've saved $200. Don't ever tell people how much you save. But I've saved money. I'm paying for a trip that I'm going to pay in advance. By summer, it'll be paid off and I'm going to go. I've met someone, whatever. You are going to stand on business. This is where the justice comes. Okay? What's the 3 of Cups? Victory. People are going to want to be with you because people understand you stand on business and you are the real deal. You bring joy. Look at the sun there. You bring joy, positivity. It gives me very Leo energy. But the 6 of Wands is just about good news, good time, celebration. And this is you, collective. People see you walk in the room. That party doesn't start until you get there. No one has anything interesting to talk about until you walk in the room. Because people want to know what you do. Maybe you don't post it on social media, or maybe you're very selective who you have on your social media, and people want to know. And they're like, "What have you been up to today?" You tell people what you want to reveal, and if you don't want to tell them anything, you don't tell them anything because you don't owe anybody anything. You smile, be happy, and look pretty because that's what we are, baby. Every one of my collectives, nothing but eye candy. Okay, we know we're eye candy. We can back up our eye candy. What's the 5 of Wands? 4 of Cups. So people are really going to be against you a lot because they're going to be in 4 of Cups energy. They're going to be living in regret. Collective, I have learned to move on. I moved past my divorce. I'm moving past my divorce. I'm moving past my bad money decisions. I'm moving past all the times I've been rejected and people told me I wasn't good enough. I was a quitter, like my own parents, all these things. We're moving past that. And we're healing, and these people are pissed because they're like, why can you do it, but I can't? And guess what, collective? Some of us are meant to be teachers, not all of us, but sometimes you just can't teach this stuff. That's not everyone's gift. Just because you're intelligent and you're in this Ravenclaw business, baby, that doesn't mean we know how to teach. Nothing to y'all, okay? I'm a teacher, but some people are not. I'm not talking like a physical teacher, but like I'm a natural teacher. I teach people things, right? I teach people empathy, all those types of stuff. So if that's not your thing, I'm sorry. You don't owe them anything. You just teach them by doing. And if they learn it and take notes, then great. If they don't, that's not your problem. But they're upset at you because they're not moving on and you are. What's the Strength card? The Emperor. What did I tell you? The Empress card. People see you as the Empress, and this explains why there's an Emperor in your energy. What did I say? Money attracts money, right? Athletic people attract athletic people. Good looks attract good looks. Happy people attract happy people. Empress attracts an emperor. So male or female, doesn't matter. The cards here, gender is not read in tarot. It is the energy. Collective, you are an empress. Someone knows that you are marriage material. You are business material. You stand on business. And guess what? Guess what? People know that if they invest in you, they're going to get a return. You can't get that from these people because they're living in the damn past. These are the people that never learned that a triangle does not fit in a square in a child's toy. Till this day, they're still trying to fit that triangle in a square. Not you, collective. You've done got out of that, got all the AP classes, and moved the F on. You're the manager now. You're moving up. You are talked about at work. You're a hard worker. You're on time, whatever it may be. But this is you, collective. People know that if they go towards you, this has a chance of going long term. And you know what the funny part is? The Empress has their pick of the pick. Because we don't know if this is the best emperor for you. There's tons of emperors. Why settle for one? Let's see what the other 6 are like, right? Let's see what the other 10 are like. You get to choose. You don't owe anyone anything. So don't be hasty. Don't forget who you are, collective. What's the Ace of Swords? Temperance. Okay, I'm going to repeat this. You be careful what you do here, but you're in a very good space emotionally and psychologically. You have the balance. So don't fear wielding this weapon, because you know when to use it and when you don't. You have the power, collective. And I just really want to emphasize that. You are more, trust your intuition. You are more balanced than you realize. And people are jealous of this. They don't understand where this power comes in. So make sure to thank your spiritual team. Okay. Thank your higher powers, higher powers. And remember, we have been given a gift. We did not get this ourselves, and we have been chosen. We didn't ask for this. Maybe we did. It depends on who you ask. But in general, this power does not come from us. And we need to remember that. So let's not wield it like we invented the wheel, okay? Let's take this one. Let's take the top one, okay? Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So one of the things that people are really going to be attracted to about the Knight of Pentacles isn't that you're just getting out of debt, is they're going to be interested in, right? When they want to know here is, what are you investing in? Because they know that if the Empress is investing, then that's got to be a good plan. So don't share your plans and everything with people, because people might want to steal your ideas. You can just give small little hints. Say, oh, I kind of like, maybe I want to do a YouTube channel, maybe, whatever. I just don't know what yet, but I have an idea. Maybe I want to write a story. I hope some of you are writers. I am a wannabe writer. I keep trying to write stories and I stop. But don't share all your plans, because people want to know if collective is going towards something. Jealous people will try to compete, steal it, or other people are like, well, if they're doing it, why can't I do it, right? But they know you know something they don't, and that's why they're asking. Ooh, let's see what this communication is. 5 of Pentacles. This is going to be a change for you. And I've seen this a lot. I'm a Gemini. I've seen a lot of my readings online. The mere fact that someone contacts you, an emperor, you understand that this person could be very successful. This person could just be very grounded, right? That's what Pentacles are. Very grounded, have a job, and that could be something that you are not used to when you have a partner. It's having someone who can hold down a job, has a degree, or maybe they're just good at a job, they have their own business, they save money, whatever. You're going to realize that if you get with this person, your life is going to change financially, because you understand that you can build with this person. I think with whatever past people you had, you couldn't, because they were not worthy of an Empress. I have a feeling, Empress, you dated a lot of like pages and knights, but you never dated any queens or kings, and definitely not any emperors. And so to be brought this kind of energy is crazy for you, and you're ready to get out of this energy. And that's the crazy part, is you're going to realize, like, it's almost like saying, like, let's just say, just an example, right? Because all those romance novels are like, oh my God, a billionaire called me. Something of that nature. Maybe not as grand, but the idea that someone much more successful, or someone who's highly successful in their own right, is coming towards you. This is going to change, okay? This is going to change your perception on everything. What is the Emperor? Who is this Emperor? This is somebody who is this person has everything they need. This person is self-sufficient. They have a job. This is probably a job they can work from home. They can probably travel. They can probably change locations. They can do whatever the hell they want. This Emperor knows that. Look at this Emperor just walking through this garden and like, oh yeah, I got no damn care in the world. I got no bills. I got extra stuff in the bank. You know what though? I don't have my 10 of Pentacles. No person, the collective, no one in the collective can ever get that 10 of Pentacles without someone else. So the highest you will ever get on your own collective is the 9 of Pentacles. Even if you want to become a billionaire, it's a 9 of Pentacles. Okay. And if you're at a 10 of Pentacle, it's because you found your person. But you'll never get it alone. Because the whole point of 10 of Pentacle is that you are trusting somebody. You're letting someone else into your energy, and you are vibing, and you are growing, and you're succeeding. Not that you pick someone you thought was hot, that's going to be good in bed. That's not a 10 of Pentacle. That's going to end up in a karmic cycle, and you're going to suffer, and you're going to destroy blessings. No, this is somebody who's like, I need someone worthy of my gifts. And they're not arrogant, but like I said, happy people attract happy people. Emperors and empresses attract each other. This is someone who says, I feel like I'm being attracted to my empress. This is my 10 of Pentacle. If I'm going to settle down, this could be my 10 of Pentacle. So that's who's coming towards you. What is this 2 of Pentacles? 3 of Cups. Baby, 3 of Cups, 3 of Cups. Okay, so what this is saying is, in the balance of the holiday spirit, don't get too drunk. Don't get too overwhelmed of all the good times. And don't believe everything people say. Just with a little caution and some boundaries, make sure that you realize that you have to read people for face value. And I said this at the beginning of the reading. You have to let the hype die down. Wait till the end of January before you make any decisions about investments or joining anyone or doing anything, and see where these people really are. Okay? And at the bottom of the clarification deck, we had the 10 of Cups. So you're giving off 10 of Cup energy, that you could be that. And I've been saying that. They see that. I said that. And at the bottom of the main deck, we had the 5 of Pentacles, because you're giving off, you're ready for change, and that changes the 10 of Pentacles. Wow, collective. This was a really good reading. Please like, subscribe, and share. I really want to grow my channel. And if you can, comment below on what you thought really resonated with you, if you feel like you can share it and not too personal. But this was an excellent reading, and this is the hidden knowledge you need to know about the holiday blues this year. And this is a timeless reading, so save it, keep it for later. If you remember it, it's meant to see it again. If not, share with a friend who thinks they need to hear it. But I hope this benefits with you. I'm sharing my gift with my collective. Like I said, we are the Ravenclaw of the collective. All right, everyone, I will talk to you all later. Bye. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.